name's Christina Santos. I am a admissions advisor regional. I'm based in Tacoma, Washington. I actually help students in South King and Pierce County. We've been working together in our admissions team really hard, and our faculty and staff. We're so happy to have you here to share more about programs. You may or may not have been at other webinars, but we're glad that you can learn more about our College of Arts and Education, College of Arts, Letters and Education, so CALE. Again, 7 of our faculty are here to share, 3 of our amazing students, and we'll go ahead and get started with introductions. One thing is that if you are on a mobile device, make sure you swipe on there if you're looking for the person who's speaking, because we want you to see their faces as they speak and talk very proudly about the programs that we offer, so you can feel more comfortable coming to Eastern and the major that you choose. First off, we're gonna go ahead and start with our Associate Dean of CALE, so that is Dr. Florian Preisick. Florian, do you wanna go ahead and unmute and introduce yourself?
I'm ready to go.
Awesome.
Hi, everyone. So I'm Florian Preisick. I'm the Associate Dean of the college. I'm very proud and happy to work in this college. We have all kinds of, we have a variety of programs in this college. We have the more hands-on things like art, theater, music. We have a more professional program, I suppose, like education, and we have the traditional disciplines, humanities, English, foreign languages. It's a great place to be in. A lot of things happen all the time. Well, right now, nothing much happens. I mean, everything is online and we do what we can, but a few weeks ago, I was lucky to attend a symphony. It was a symphony that was a tribute to the eruption of Mount St. Helens. So while they played the symphony, we could actually watch the pictures of the eruption. That was awesome. I attended a play in January, recently, and it was Silent Sky, about a female astronomer who did not get much recognition for what she did. And what else? Oh, there was a philosophy faculty that organized a great debate on fascism that I enjoyed very much. So welcome to Eastern. Welcome to CALE. And I'm most of the time I'm in the dean's office, so students don't see me very much. However, I teach a class in the fall. It's a class specially designed for freshmen. It's called a first year experience, and probably some or many of you will enroll in one of these classes. And mine is about French settlers in Brazil in the 1500s and their encounter with cannibals. And one of the questions we are discussing in my class is, who is the real cannibal? If you have any questions for me, you will find me easily on the Dean's Office website. You will see my picture with a shorter beard. If you have any question and you don't know who to address it, just contact me and I'd be glad to help you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Dr. Preisick. I know that students really appreciate you with your welcome and being available. I know that means a lot to them. So thank you very much for being there for our students and being here today. Next, we have Dr. Chris Vallejo from our English department. She is our incoming chair of English.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Eastern and to CALE. So excited to be with you today, even remotely, because we know we'll all be together. in person really soon. I'm Chris Vallejo. If you have any questions that we don't get to today and you'd like to follow up with me, you can just use my last name and English and EWU to find me and send me an email. I'd be happy to give you more information. This is my 18th year at Eastern Washington University. I've been a professor in English all the way through, and now I get the chance to be the chair of the department. So I want to tell you a little bit about all of the programs that we offer in English, and then I'll take specific questions about specific programs if those come up in the Q&A. But I'll say overall, what I love about English is that in the English department, we don't have to choose between what we're passionate about and what's practical. We move back and forth between those two modes all the time. So when you come to literature, as we do in times like this, looking for wisdom, looking for beauty, looking for inspiration, looking for a path forward through something hard that someone has trod before you, we're all about that. That's a big part of what we do. But when you need to respond to the realities of life in the sense of finding work and having marketable skills, writing great letters, being super communicators in writing, in reading, in multimedia formats, great analyzers of all kinds of texts, we get to do that side too. So I like the fact that we don't have to choose between the real and the ideal, especially in days like this. In the English department, we have the English education program, and that's for those of you out there that are thinking you might want to follow in the footsteps of your middle school and high school language arts teachers. We have an incredible, incredible creative writing degree. It's renowned in our region, across the state, and across the nation. And so we have undergraduate creative writing. We have something that we're calling English Studies, which lets you move through literature classes, foundational classes, humanities classes, professional writing classes, multimedia classes, sort of picking the best of your own interests in what English has to offer. We offer the composition courses, humanities courses, linguistics courses. We also have a major and a minor in technical communication. So that's fantastic for those of you that are thinking you might want to go into grant writing, into business, into nonprofit world, into multimedia formats. Technical communication is a great, great major for you. Our students go off to do everything in the world because employers love liberal arts students. They love students who can read, think, speak, write, and work on teams. And we do that all day long. We have a great relationship with career services. So if you are not thinking you wanted to major in English or one of these English degrees, you came on today to talk about one of the other majors, totally fantastic. Please come take some courses with us anyway. And I'll answer Q&As at the end when everyone else has had a chance to chime in too. And again, please feel free to email me if there are any questions we can't get to in the next hour. Go Eagles.
Thank you so much, Dr. Vallejo. Yes, we appreciate you even just listing the majors and everything. I know that students like to kind of know details about the different majors, so that's awesome. Thank you for sharing with us and introducing yourself today. Next, we have Dr. Natalia Rubio from the Spanish, she's Spanish program director and professor.
Hi, welcome to Eastern. I'm Natalia Rubio. I'm a faculty in Spanish and I'm the Spanish program director. I have been at Eastern for 10 years and I think 10 years or 11 now, coming up 11. This is the longest I've lived in a place all my life. And I'm sure the reason is because I have wonderful colleagues and wonderful students I love to work with. So why to take classes in our department is because we are fun. And also you will enjoy our small classes and welcoming classes where you can work with your professors and other students and kind of create a learning community. What degrees we offer? We are an eclectic department. We offer minors in philosophy, English as a second language, French, German, Japanese, Spanish. And we also offer majors in philosophy, English as a second language, and Spanish. In Spanish, you can choose to complete a BA in Spanish or a BA in education, elementary, secondary, and our brand new bilingual education if you want to teach in a bilingual school. And ask why to learn a language. Well, you will be cool. You will be that person in the party that know how to speak Japanese or know how to speak French, but will also help you with academically. Our programs are designed to help you hone your communication skills. And also we provide opportunities to practice creative and analytical thinking and problem solving. And also we offer opportunities to study abroad in Germany, in Mexico, in Spain. Right now, you see this is Salamanca. We go there every summer, except this coming summer. We are not going for the first time in many, many years, given the situation we are in. But another reason for learning another language, it will help you professionally, making you more marketable. I mean, it's important what Chris said, it's not only your passion, but it's also the reality that you will need a job after you complete your degree. So many of our majors and minors combine degrees with other disciplines, the double major, they do several minors with another major. And learning a language prepares you for diverse careers because you will be able to be working in a diverse community. And there are many, many careers that need bilingual professionals in health service, social service, government, law enforcement, education, international business. Plus, you will likely get an increase in your paycheck because your employees need your skills. So you don't need to need any professional or any experience, previous experience. Everyone is welcome. If you are not sure about our minors or majors, just take a class with us. Most of our class fulfill a general education requirement. So you are not going to be wasting your time or your money. It will be an opportunity to try a new thing, something that you never thought maybe about doing. And I'll be happy to answer questions and you might have at the Q&A or later on, if you have any questions, you can find me on our webpage. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ruiz Rubio. I know we all wish, as you're talking, we feel like we're there with you, kind of, I don't know. But thank you very much for introducing yourself. And it's nice that you reiterate that students can take at least like one class to see if there's something that they want to do in that field. So awesome, thank you very much. So next we have Christina Ploger Hekmatpana. You could introduce yourself from the music department, director of choral activities.
Yes, that is me. So I came to Eastern in 1999 as a graduate student. So I've been a student at Eastern, and then I was adjunct when I worked a bunch of other places as well. And I've been staff, and I've been a lecturer, and I started being an assistant professor in 2006. Now I'm a full professor, director of choral activities. So I have really gotten to experience and gotten to appreciate what Eastern has to offer in many different ways in my life thus far. And I'm excited about that. I'm going to throw up, I'm not going to throw up, don't worry. I'm going to put up a little slideshow with some pictures while I'm talking so you don't have to stare at me. We offer a lot of different majors in the music department. We have in our music education, which is instrumental, choral, general, broad areas, so you can teach any kind of music you want when you get done. Instrumental performance, piano performance, vocal performance, jazz performance, music composition. One of our new degrees that we're really excited about, music technology and entrepreneurship. Musical theater, another newer degree that we're very excited about. A liberal arts option, so a music major and a music minor. So there are a lot of ways if you're interested in something that's degree bearing. But there are also a lot of ways just to take part in the music department if you want to. And I'm really proud of the depth that we offer for a major while still really respecting and valuing the non-majors that decide to come and spend time with us. And sometimes that's in classes, sometimes it's in backers, like a general class that counts for your university degree. Sometimes it's in ensembles. We have a lot of non-majors and ensembles, and we love them. We love the spirit that they bring and how they come over and just make everything fresh for those of us that live music all day, every day. So we're very thankful for all of the opportunities that we can offer, and I'm thankful for my fellow faculty who in all the different areas across music and really across the university, but the ones that I interact with in music that, you know, love just getting to meet and work with and make art with students. So welcome. We, like the rest of the college, I feel like I'm lucky to work at such a welcoming and wonderful college, but we hope we see you in music. There will be something for you there if you want it.
Thank you so much, Christina. Like I was saying before, you know, students, some of them when they're transitioning from high school to the university, they're not sure where that place will still fit in their life. And we're so glad that you're welcoming all students. And yeah, thank you very much for being here. Next we have from the theater department, senior lecturer, Jeffrey Sanders. Jeffrey?
Hi, I'm Jeff Sanders, Senior Lecturer of Theater. Hello, hello, hello. I'm part of the Department of Theater and Film. All my colleagues like doing circle applause, so please join in with me in a circle applause.
Oh.
Okay, so I wish I had glitter, sorry. Here in the theater program, we have a BA in theater. We also have a BA in musical theater that Christina mentioned. We have minor in theater and a minor in dance. The film program carries a BA in film as well as a minor in film studies, film history, and screenwriting as well. In the theater program, we produce 3 productions a year, 1 per quarter. This past fall, I had the great privilege of directing Urinetown, the musical. It was a devilish good time. And we usually do 1 musical a year. We do 1 classical production and 1 more contemporary new play production. All students are welcome to participate in our public performance program. All students are welcome to participate in our classes. You need only to share that common desire to share humanity's story through theater. So as long as you want to cross that threshold and create art and give me a little bit of your time, we need to rehearse it up, we can make great art together. We're also a generalist program. So in the theater program, you're not simply going to learn only performance. You're going to learn practical skills like carpentry. You'll also you could work in the costume shop. You can learn how to design, set lights, hang the lights. So we have many sound, many different avenues. We believe that our students get a wide set of skills when they enter the professional world, making them more employable, because in the theater, we need you to do everything. Also, many of our students excel in the professional theater after graduation. Also, our students acquire very valuable skills that are used in many professions, and some things our students take away are strong communication, they're team players, they're creative problem solvers, and they're usually fun to be around. If you have any questions, I'd love to hear from you. Please toss them out during our webinar. And I really am longing for the day where I can unplug the ghost light behind me and flick on the switch in the room and have a shared space and create art together. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jeff. We appreciate it. Yes, round of applause. Thank you for sharing your programs. And we know that a lot of students are going to be promising in those majors that you have to offer, so, and want to be involved. So thank you. So let's see. Next we have Assistant Professor of Art History, the Art Department, Catherine Girard. Catherine?
Hi, everybody. I'm Catherine Girard. I'm a professor of art history, assistant professor of art history at Eastern, and I teach in the art department. I've been at Eastern for 2 years, and it's a love story. I love the students, I love my colleagues. And there's something really wonderful about our institution is that, well, first of all, it's affordable compared to other institutions, as you may be aware of, in the region, but you still get an excellent education. I'm going to provide you with one piece of evidence. We're really proud of one of our BFA students who just got accepted into an MFA program. So that's a graduate program in the fine arts in New York City at the New York University. Two other of our BFA just got also acceptance letters from major nationally recognized graduate programs in fine arts. So we do propel those students forward. And I think the key to the success in CALE is that we pay attention to the human being, and we really nurture the growth of our students. So like other departments in CALE, you'll find in our programs in art that we do develop your communication skills, your writing skills, and there's a great synergy in our programs in the art building between the practice of art and the theory and history of art. And so all of our students kind of navigate their way between all of these options, and they grow. As they grow in the programs, they kind of flicker or add minors and majors so that they really come out of those programs as well-rounded graduates. So in terms of programs, we offer minors and majors in studio art, in art history, and in art education. We also have a BFA program, which is a really prestigious, more advanced program in the fine arts. What we teach is mostly focused on developing your creativity and your literacy. Sometimes we forget that we have to learn how to read images. And it's kind of fascinating that we live in a visual culture that has very low visual literacy. And there are many scandals that erupt once in a while from an advertisement company that put up an advertisement where they insulted, a good portion of the population because no one on their team could read the way their images communicate, right? It's kind of the semiology of images. So that's one thing that really our graduates come out from our program. So I just wanted quickly also to share my screen. I'm gonna do this with all panelists. No, let me see. All right, I'm just gonna go here. Share. All right, you can see it. Thank you. So I just wanted to show you a couple of pictures of the things that we do. First of all, our facilities in the art building are open 24/7 to all students who are enrolled in our classes. So even if you're just taking like a ceramics class, to kind of release some tension from your other courses, you have access to the building where you can come and work. We have studios in printmaking, painting, photography. And so our students are really kind of busy all the time coming in the building, and it creates a great sense of community as well. Another area that we've been developing that showcases the synergy between all our programs is the exhibition program that we've developed in collaboration with our library. And so our students every quarter curate a professional looking exhibition. And so they learn really practical skills that can be applied in many ways in the field. We have, for example, students who are double majors in business and art history or art who follow a curatorial path. And finally, just a sample maybe to make all of us dream, following up on Dr. Ru's. Here's a trip of our students to Los Angeles last fall. So 12 art students came with me to Los Angeles to the Getty Museum, and they got a chance actually to meet one of the head curators of the exhibition that we visited. And it was very inspiring for students to see that there's a place for them in the art world. The art world is changing. They're looking to hire a more diverse kind of body of workers. They need different voices to emerge. So really our role in the art department is to help you kind of elevate yourself and develop your artistic skills so that you have a voice in that national conversation.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Dr. Girard. The visuals, both Christina and Catherine, I really appreciate you showing those visuals for students. I know they like to see kind of like, you know, what goes on in the program. So thank you so much for being here. Last but not least, we have Anne Van Wig, Director of Graduate and MIT Programs and Assistant Professor of Education. You want to introduce yourself for us?
Hi, thanks very much. And yes, last but not least, I'll go with that. So education is actually at the heart of EWU. It started as a normal school, which meant we train teachers at the very beginning. And so we do a really fabulous job in that aspect. We employ, so if you go out into the Spokane area, 40% of the teachers that work in Spokane are EWU graduates, which is really exciting because it's, yay, because it's an alumni, right? You are working with people that you're gonna have connections with. So it's really fun. Here's kind of the nuts and bolts. We follow competencies based and set by the state of Washington. So this is an accredited program. You can get multiple different types of degrees. You can do an early childhood, which is a K through grade 3. You can do an elementary degree, which is K-8. So there's lots of options in there. And then the secondary. And my esteemed colleagues have been mentioning those different programs. So you can teach in those content areas. And they say content, but it's really about a specific subject. So art, you teach K through 12, you're certified. Same with music, English is more of a secondary, so they teach middle and high school, but many, many options. When students ask me, why should I choose Eastern for a degree? I said, here's the reality. I work with faculty around the United States, from very high paying down to very reasonably cost institutions. Teachers make the same amount of money no matter where you graduate. So when you leave and you go walk into any school, you are based on a salary schedule and you get the same quality education. We talk about methods and we talk about the pedagogy, the teaching and how to do it. It's an amazing, tight community around the United States, and we know what we're doing. And so we like to share that. Also, people have also mentioned, or faculty, that we have open door policies. Our classes are small so that we can meet the needs. We're out there with you in the field. Somebody said, well, what happens if I can't do something out there? I'm like, it's okay. We're there with you. So we're there to support you. You have us as faculty, you have somebody who's in the field with you as a supervisor, and then you also have your mentor teacher who you get assigned. So it's a wonderful relationship. You can also get minors in addition. So you have to be certified in one of those areas, but you can also get minors in literacy, which makes you qualified to teach or to be a reading specialist. There's special ed that you can also get a minor or a major. There is, I have to look at my list, secondary sped, ECE, the early childhood education. We have many options. We work with you for scheduling. It's just a really nice program. So we would love to have you, love to talk about it. Come see us.
Awesome. Thank you, Anne. Really appreciate that. I know those little details, even just mentioning them briefly for students, it helps them out a lot in figuring out their path. So appreciate you being here with us. Awesome. So we're going to also introduce 3 of our students that have made their way here today. We know that you want to, for our students, seeing what other students that are already at Eastern are doing with their programs. We have 2 from the music department and then 1 art. So we'll start off with Grace Nall. Grace?
Hi, Eagles. So excited to see everybody. Like Christina said, my name is Grace Nall, and I am a music student. I am a double major. My first major is music composition, and then I just picked up my second major in musical theater. I am from Liberty Lake, Washington. That's about 40 minutes out from Cheney, so I'm really close to home. It's really nice. I really enjoyed being in the music program. I've really enjoyed being in the music program so far. Something that I really enjoy about it is the camaraderie. From upperclassmen to freshmen, there's always people hanging out in the lobby that you can go and talk to, whether you're a music major or just taking one of the classes. I think we're all like kind of a little family, and I really, really enjoy that about the program. I've had people mentor me as I move forward with my degree. I'm a sophomore, so I will be in my junior year next year. And I am, outside of my degree, I'm involved in a sorority on campus known as Alpha Omicron Pi Tau Gamma. So even as a music major, with my schedule and how busy it gets, I can still be involved in other things at Eastern. So I'm excited to talk to you all and answer any questions you have.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Grace. Next, we have Josh Murray, also a music student. Josh?
Hello, everyone. My name is Josh. I am currently in my third year of a music education program here at Eastern. I've loved the program since I started. It was actually the only school I applied to because I just knew this is where I wanted to go, especially with the sort of how great and highly regarded the education program specifically is. And then also the faculty I'd get to work with most of my time at Eastern, in the saxophone studio, the woodwind area faculty, and the band area faculty. It's just been fantastic experience. So if you're at all considering a major, or you just want to come play and you have questions about the band side of things, don't hesitate to ask me. And if you are a musician, you're coming from a musical background, just come get involved, come ask us what you can get involved in, because we love our non-majors, we love our majors, we love everyone. So
Thank you so much, Josh. Appreciate you being here with us, share your experience. We have now Maggie Hardy, one of our art students. Maggie?
Hi, I'm Maggie. I'm a double major in art history and studio art. I'll be applying for our BFA program sometime this quarter. It's a little bit hectic with everything going on, but I'm a junior here. This is my third year at Eastern. I'm from Moscow, Idaho, which is over by WSU. So I'm a little bit farther away from home, but not by much. And I love our art program. Like I said, I'm a double major. So I get both sides of the coin in the art department, art history and studio. And I'm also I'm also the vice president of our art club, which we're trying to get off our feet to start really going at it next year and having a place for everyone on campus to come in. And like everyone else said, like, just come take a studio class, like come hang out with us. There are always people in the art building, and it's a great place to get acquainted with other people and other creatives. So yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Maggie. And you know, we're looking at your hair and your glasses and your outfit, so you look awesome. Thank you for sharing as well. All right. So now that everybody's been introduced, just quickly want to mention that there is that Q&A if you do want to ask questions. We're going to ask first questions to the faculty, kind of circling back to Dr. Pricek, but you're welcome to ask some questions in the Q&A. There are already 2 in there, and I know they're both from Matt Slater, which that's one of my students. So hi, Matt. Thank you for putting in some questions there. But yes, we're gonna go ahead and circle back to Dr. Pricek and ask kind of like the first question we have. We're lucky that when you introduced yourselves, you did get to go a little bit more into your programs in your areas, but we're gonna go ahead and ask the question, what makes your programs different from programs at other colleges? Especially because some of our students, we know that you may be considering other schools, but you know, with coming into Eastern, what we have specific in you making the choice to be here, what makes us unique at Eastern. And so we'll go back to Dr. Pricek if you want to share.
Yep. So what makes us special, like Dr. Girard said, our tuition is fairly low. However, we have great faculty, we have great programs. Our faculty get national awards. Just in the fall, we had a music faculty that was awarded the Steinway & Sons National Award. She went to New York City to get the award. Our students get national awards. Recently, we had 2 theater students who got such awards. I know that one of them is now in a program in New York City. So we have great faculty, great students, great programs for a very reasonable price. And also, we like to see ourselves as a family. And when I started here, which was like 16 years ago, I was a bit skeptical. Like, we are a big school. I mean, we're not a family, right? But there is something like a family vibe here. I mean, we all know one another, and we know the students. We care for the students. We always have our door open for the students. A lot of our faculty are here early in the morning. They stay until 5, and students are free to come and ask questions and hang out with us. We're really there for the students.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Dr. Preisick. We'll go ahead with Dr. Vallejo, if you want to share what programs or what makes your programs different from other programs at the other colleges. And just like a minute or so to share with us.
Yes, I would love, and here's my answer. It may be invisible to you all when you're thinking about what school you want to pick, is how the faculty are encouraged to work and rewarded for working. And what I love about our faculty and the priorities here at Eastern is we are teachers first. That's what our tenure is dependent on. That's what promotions depended on. That's what we get recognition for. We do scholarship, we do creative work, we do research, but the most important thing we do is teach. And so you will have faculty with you, connected, guiding your journey all the way through. You don't have to wait until you're a major. You've been hearing that all the way through our webinar today. We want to meet you the first week you're here and help you on the path that your degree is going to take you right along. And I love that. I love the teaching part first. So when you're thinking about, if you're thinking about bigger schools or something like that, think about the fact that everybody who's faculty here is here because what they love is the teaching, which means what we love is being with all of you. And then Matt, I did see your question and we're going to circle back around to that. But if you need more details and I have time today, then email me. Thanks.
Thank you, Dr. Vallejo. Dr. Ruth Rubio, would you like to share as well? What makes your programs different from other programs at other colleges?
Okay, as my colleague said, we are student-oriented. Students are, our doors are always welcome. We always working with the students, but I think something is also that we are flexible in the sense that obviously we have a curriculum to teach and we want to just kind of pass that information, that the passion that we have, but I think we are flexible in exploring a different path that our students would like to take. So we are not imposing, you have to do this, but we say, what would you like to do? And here are different resources you can explore. So I have students, for example, that come from criminal justice. He never thought that studying more Spanish will help him. And then he realized that her passion was working with a diverse community. Now he's based in Seattle, working with different social programs, and he's a liaison with the families of those students, of those clients. So it is important that that we recognize that every student have a different plan, different dreams, and we work hard to make them. If you are at education, we'll make sure that you get to a school and get prepared to be a teacher. If you want to be, exploring the world, we'll look for opportunities for you to go abroad. Like I have just 2 students who came back from studying in Salamanca, but I also have a student who had spent a year teaching English in Spain. So just because you say, I want to live in another country. So we always give our students the possibility to explore their path and their passion. And I think that is only because we are student oriented, as my colleagues said before.
Awesome, thank you so much, Dr. Ruth Rubio. Then we now have, Christina, if you could share a little bit more about how your programs are different than others. in other colleges?
Definitely. Yeah. I think what is really lovely about Eastern's music department is that it's big enough and it's small enough. So there are a lot of places where you can go where you that are very, very small, that you would get the same amount of interaction with faculty, but they're not big enough to have the kind of ensembles that you need for your development. And what's wonderful about Eastern is it's just right. There's it's big enough that we can have a variety of ensemble opportunities in a variety of genres and styles and instrumentation. And lessons available. There are some schools that if you're not a major, you can't take lessons, and that's not true. There's all these opportunities, and because we're big enough and small enough, we can pay attention to every individual, but we can make sure that they're getting the opportunities that they want and need, and that when they're done, they're ready to work. If it's music business, if it's education, whatever they need, if it's continuing on, we always have a lot of students that get accepted to wonderful grad schools, and we're really proud of that. So I would say what makes us different is that you will definitely get that connection with your fellow students, with your professors. You won't be lost. But it is big enough that we can offer collaborations with Spokane Symphony. We're big enough and strong enough that we can give those things that you might think you have to go to a school with 500 majors. You don't. We're here. And I wanted to answer quickly. Someone asked on the Q&A about pianos on campus to play. Yes, there are plenty. There's practice rooms. So you do not have to be a music major. You don't even have to be taking a music class to use a practice room. So if your heart is in piano, regardless of the major or minor that you are going to pursue, there will be a piano for you to play. Don't worry.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Christina. And next we have Jeff Sanders. If you could answer our question about what makes the programs different from other colleges, and then you could probably throw in the answer to Matt's question as well.
Sure, absolutely. So what makes our program different? Well, we are we're a smaller theater program, but we just haven't figured out how to act like it yet. You come into our rehearsal hall, you come into our classroom, and you are going to get a highly engaged, passionate teacher who has done professional work in this craft. And you will be have a lot of contact hours with that professional faculty. We also foster the feeling of family in our program. I mean, I know Florian had mentioned that. That is definitely true in our program. I actually love working with the people I work with. I love collaborating with them, and I think it radiates, and our students sense that sense of artistic collaboration, and so that's something that sticks out to me. And also, when we go into a project, our creative projects, I sometimes I respond to a lot of other colleges, theater programs, a lot of great programs out there. But sometimes, you go into these houses, the performances and the energy is a little vacuous or a little bit half empty. You come to our plays, if you saw Urinetown this past fall, those houses were packed. You go into our theater and it's an energy. You sense it, and that's been remarked on by people far outside Eastern when they come visit us. So if you want to be part of that kinetic energy, we'd love to talk to you and share that with you. I know Matthew Slater had a question about screenwriting. I am from the theater program, but I can do my best to answer from the film program's perspective. They geared the screenwriting program to be done in 5 quarters. So it's 28 credit load. So it's very manageable to carry that minor with another, with your major. I know some of the course highlights are film in the humanities, writing of short film, adaptation, advanced screenwriting. Also, our screenwriters, they collaborate with the directors of their student films. The student films need actors. They come, they come with the theater students, and so that's another element in terms of theater and film, how it functions together. The primary faculty is Malcolm Pellis in film, and he comes to our program with an enormous amount of professional experience. He has done a lot in the field of film. So I'll send you his email to contact him, Matthew. I really suggest doing. He's a great guy, and could be very informational about all things screenwriting. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jeff. Appreciate it. And I saw on here too, just to reiterate, that all students can attend the EWU theater productions for free with your EWU ID. So just to throw that out there on the live as well.
Yeah, you just have your student ID, you come right in. That is a great deal. I know when I went to college, it was $10 a pop to see the show. So that's not happening at Eastern. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay, so Dr. Girard, did you want to go ahead and share a couple minutes just about your how different the programs are with Eastern versus other colleges?
Yeah, and very briefly, I think I've addressed some of those differences in my earlier statement. So I wanted to highlight the place that diversity has at Eastern. Eastern is kind of an oasis of diversity in a region that sometimes is not known for its for the way it deals with diversity. I don't know how to phrase that correctly, but many of our students who come from the region find at Eastern and on our campus a home and oasis where they can express their difference, where they can also tackle questions of representation and identity in a productive way that move our society forward. Eastern in 2018 won an Excellence in Diversity Award, a national recognition for that commitment to diversity in the area. And I think in the art department, it does manifest itself because we do address questions of representation. And one of my roles as one of the art historians in our department is to support our students, even those who are really practitioners. They are forced to take classes with me where they read theory about representation and really have to think about those difficult questions from a creative and artistic perspective. And I think we live in a time where it is really crucial for the voices of artists to have a prominent place, and for artists and for people who identify differently to have a place and to really sharpen their voices so that they can communicate well. So I think this is key. And I want also to highlight quickly that the art department is a natural home for LGBTQ plus students. Some of our courses, I teach, for example, a course that is cross-listed with women's and gender studies. So I think it's really one of the strengths of our department that it teaches traditional techniques, but it also is looking forward with those questions of identity. And we also have a really strong digital art department, kind of in that spirit of going forward.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Dr. Girard. Really appreciate just the emphasis on inclusivity. Awesome. And I know that students really like to hear that. So thank you very much. That's the foundation for us at Eastern. We have lastly, Anne Van Wig, if you could go ahead and share a little bit about what makes your programs also unique to Eastern. Anne, if you want to unmute.
I think I'm kind of tired of Zoom, just kidding. I think what Eastern does really well that is interesting is we work with our cross-campus partners with education very well. We are always looking out for how to assist the student and move them through the program. So you end with a degree that's, you can go out and get a job. It's really nice, but we also work very closely to make sure that your needs are met, that we talk, so especially if you're music, art, PE, any of those beautiful areas, we all work together. So that's nice. Something else that's interesting is that the United States gives out this National Teaching Award. It's very unusual that a state even would get a teacher recognized. Eastern has actually had 2 students come out of our program that are nationally recognized. It's an amazing accomplishment. Some of that is, it is partly due to the fact that not just that they're great people and great teachers, but we are always looking for the best methods and the most research-based pedagogy to be able to help you learn to teach. So we are active scholars, and I think that makes a difference in what you learn. So that's pretty exciting. I think that's, we're just, I think I'm going to reiterate that we work very closely, but we also have open door policies. So we want you to come see us. This is not a university that says only talk to us during class. We actively encourage you to come visit with us.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Anne. I know that if students didn't take away anything from this, which I'm hoping you got a lot of that passion, you can just see here our faculty, they're completely passionate about their work, and we appreciate you kind of sharing that with our students. I can see it through the screen that you all are very passionate in what you share. So thank you very much.
So there was one question in the chat. Did you want me to, because that's really specific to ECE and special ed, that somebody had a question about that? Is this a good time, or you want me to wait?
Oh yeah, you can, if you can quickly just answer.
Yep, I can quickly say, so when you have a dual major, like doing early childhood and special ed, you get placements in both of those areas. So we actively work, so you not just go to one area, but you take coursework in both of those areas, and you actively work with students in each of those settings. So it meets both the requirements for the competencies. So when you leave, you get endorsements in both of those areas.
Awesome. Thank you, Anne. Appreciate that. Yeah, we ended up getting quite a few questions in the chat. Our students, we appreciate you being here, all 3 of our students as well. I know we had a couple questions for you, but we'll go ahead and just move through for the students asking questions in the Q&A. Let's see here. So I don't know if Matt, Matt Slater asked, I would like to know more about the technical communications program and the internship opportunities in that program. If Dr.
Yeah, internships are a big part of TechCom, but they're a big part of all of our English majors. What we really want when you come in and join us in English is we want to sit down with you and say, what do you want to do? Where do you want this degree to take you? And then we sit down, and this is that flexibility that Natalia was talking about. We sit down and we work with you to make sure that the courses that are in front of you are setting you up for the success that you want, whether that's in writing, in business, in law, in whatever the field is. So internships are a big part of that because it lets you try on some of the professional modes and lives that you might like. It's also a great way to network, and it's a great way to build your portfolio. So if you're in technical communication and you're doing a grant writing class, you're going to have an internship with a local nonprofit, and you will be helping them apply for grants. And so later, when you're looking for work in that mode, you absolutely have not only the product that you can point to, but the folks who are in the business already who can recommend you. So I'll leave it there in respect to the time for everybody else, but Matt, please feel free to email me and I'll connect you with TechCom faculty as well.
Awesome, thank you so much. We have a next question. Irie Browning is asking, I'm not going to major or minor in music, but enjoy playing the piano for fun. Are there any pianos on campus that non-music majors are able to play?
Yep, I threw that in my last answer.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
But actually, I have to run and teach, so I would love to answer Kalena's question in the Q&A.
Awesome.
So feel free to call me and we can talk in depth about this, but it depends which choir you're in, how many concerts you have a quarter. So there's a variety of ways to be involved. Concert choir only has usually 1 a quarter, but symphonic choir will have a few activities going on and collaborations with other groups, both in the college and outside the college. Collegians will have, 2 or 3 things at least if they're collaborating with the jazz department, collaborating with the choral department, solo nights, and things like that. So I would just You have my contact information, but I'll put it in the chat again. But I would love to just talk to you and say, well, what are you interested in? And I'll tell you specifically what we have for that.
Perfect. Thank you, Christina. Appreciate it. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Here we have Reggie Estamos. Do you have to have a master's to become a teacher? That's for Dr. Ruth Rubio.
No, the answer is no. You don't need a master. And maybe my colleague Anne can add on my answer. But I have a lot of my students completing the BA in education. They go into teaching without a master. Maybe later on they will consider completing a master or completing the MIT, the Master in Teaching that we offer at Eastern. But a lot of them do what they do the portion depending on each program. They do elementary and secondary. They do the education program, and also they do what we call content areas, endorsements. There's the areas that are going to be teaching, if they're going to be teaching Spanish or science or any other endorsement.
And I would just add on to that, if you hear of other states, there are some states that do require a master's. Washington is not one of those. And so sometimes you might hear something that's like, well, no, we need that. So for us, you are able to leave here. And we actually like that model because the value of going back to get your master's, which all teachers should do, is that you've had some practical experience or that you're done with that first level of class. So we have a very robust, I'm going to throw in a, kudos to our robust master's program in education, but you don't need it for your initial certification. So it's a great way to start.
Awesome, thank you so much. And we are starting to near the end of our presentation, our webinar. It looks like we want to continue to still answer the last few questions. And so some of the other ones that have already been typed, you can see them on the answer there, but we'll go ahead and go through and answer the rest of the questions before we leave on the live. And then, yeah, we'll finish that up. Let's see here. So we also have from Willow Jones. In the art program, are you provided with materials to use for free as a student, or what kind of extra costs for materials are you expected to buy?
Yeah, so it's a mix. Like, so every art class that you take, every studio art class, you'll be paying a small art course fee that usually ranges around $50, and that's in your tuition and everything. So when you're paying for tuition and fees and stuff at the beginning of the quarter, if you're taking a studio class, there will be that art fee. And those fees go towards getting you materials. So in most classes, like I'm taking printmaking and ceramics right now. If it were an in-person class, and with printmaking, it's the same thing, like that fee covers ink and paper and plates to print on and all of those kinds of things. And then with ceramics, it includes one bag of clay for the beginning of the quarter. And then in ceramics, after that one bag of clay, you pay about $11 per bag that you pay out of pocket after that art course fee. So it's kind of a mix. It's not a huge money commitment outside of that fee. Luckily, we're really lucky in that regard that most of our materials aren't ones that you have to pay a ton of money for.
Awesome, thank you so much for answering, Maggie. Yeah, there were a couple faculty that have made their way out, but if you can see on the chat, they put in their information for you to contact them. But we'll continue. Those of you who are staying, professors and our faculty, our students, thank you for staying on to answer the rest of the questions here. Thank you, Maggie. Let's see here. So kind of going through here. Naomi Thomas, what are finals like in your program? Grace, would you like to answer that?
Yes, so I'm assuming that's a question for music. So if you are in technical classes like music theory and music history, it's like a normal, you write written kind of final. If you're taking music lessons, any of them, like percussion, brass, woodwinds, singing, we have these finals known as juries, and it's where you're given material a few weeks ahead of time by your lessons professor, and you have to prepare it. Some professors require that you memorize it. Not all of them do. It just depends on the professor and which performance thing you're studying. And juries are where you perform in front of your lessons professor and then a few other professors that are involved in the field. So for example, I am a vocalist. So my jury, I sing in front of Christina, who was just here, and our opera workshop teacher and my lessons professor.
Awesome. Thank you. And do you want to answer the next question for Kalina Ackerman-Clemens? Had a few questions about the music department, wondering how many choir concerts there are per quarter. I was wondering how many songs. Yeah.
So Christina basically already answered that. It depends on what ensembles you are. As a music major individually, it really depends, like Christina said, what ensembles you're involved in. Lessons, you get your own pieces you have to work on, but then if you're in extra ensembles like band, orchestra, choir, you obviously get extra material added on. As a vocalist, you're usually expected to memorize your material that you're learning on your own, but like in the ensembles like choir, you don't have to memorize your music. That's not as strict as individual work.
All right. Thank you. And then the next question, I think it says, what is the procedure for the music theory diagnostic exam?
So we have an exam that you can take if you think that you don't have to be in first year theory. Most freshmen are expected to be in first year theory, but if for some reason you think that you've taken theory before and you can start in year 2 instead of starting in year 1, there's a possibility for taking an exam. You have to reach out to our head of the department and discuss with him, and his name is Jonathan Middleton. The link I posted earlier to all the attendees, if you click on that website, you'll find his email and all his information so you can reach out to him.
Perfect. All right, thank you so much, Grace. We had that last question about if there is somewhere you can watch this video. I'm trying to find out if it's because it was recorded, but we'll definitely get connected with us so that if you came late and we didn't get to answer any of the questions you had, make sure you connect with us so that we can answer some of those questions about the majors. But that kind of concludes the webinar. Thank you for our faculty that stayed on, our students. You know, again, if you didn't take away anything from this presentation, you can see how passionate our faculty are in CALE. And we want you to join. We want you to feel comfortable joining all the different programs and majors. And you can just hear the inclusivity, the passion behind the scenes, and kind of leading into your future after you're done at Eastern and the careers that you want. So we know that our professors want to have you stay connected. And this was great, you know, the hour packed with lots of passion and a lot of information that will hopefully help you and make you feel more comfortable coming to Eastern this fall. So thank you to our faculty, our students. Get connected, stay in touch with us, and we'll see you soon. Take care.